Limiting your opponent's options, limiting your opponent's choices, it gives you a feeling of pseudo control, right? And actually getting closer to winning as you perform the forcing moves. Now, broadly talking, forcing moves in chess could be categorized in three large parts, and that's the checks when you check, that's non-negotiable. When you capture a piece, that normally has to be taken back. That's another forcing move. And when you threat, when you're making a direct attack, you're threatening a checkmate, you threaten take a piece, etc. That's also forcing move. So now today we're going to be focusing on the forcing moves creating threats. Okay, so let's go very applicable now to a couple of scenarios. So black took on c4. Now you might be tempted to say that you want to recover your piece, right? I mean, you want to take it back. Well, hold your horses. Again, if you're not playing bullet, which I don't really advocate, I don't really recommend, don't just rush it. Think before you move, so to speak. And you will be able to identify here that rather than taking the bishop, you can create a threat, a forcing move, using this knight, which is on the margin, and played it very nicely on f5. What is the threat here, actually? Well, the queen, and more importantly, the checkmate on g7. So you're attacking, knight is the helper, queen delivers the checkmate, and at the same time you attack the queen because they made a mistake when they moved the queen from e6 over to capture on c4. So this is huge, huge threat. If they still want to play the game, although it looks very grim now for your opponent, they would have to react with g6 to stop the checkmate. But you're totally winning. After knight takes on e7 check, you are totally winning because you're taking with tempo, we say in chess. King is attacked, they have to move, and then you can take the bishop back. I hope it's getting clearer now, guys. So now they're moving, but hey, you're just taking the guy back, and you are super up in material. You have the queen, you're going to win. So another situation here now. The bishop, apparently, they wanted to create an attacking move. They wanted to tell you that, look, I'm going to take your bishop if you move the knight. But what they lost sight of a very important threatened move now. You're playing a forcing move and you attack the white queen with tempo. Just look at this guy on f6 now. You're going to play knight to d5. What does it mean? You attack the queen, and at the same time, you already have a battery aiming at the bishop on g5. So now, whatever they choose to do, really, it just doesn't matter. Now, if you say, well, what if they take my bishop now? What am I going to do? You're still going to be very much up in material. You take on c3, and now you're threatening on e2. They have to take your queen back, by the way. But then again, you perform a move with tempo, check on e2, king has to play, and now you collect the bishop on the back rank. So you're up a piece here, you are winning. Another scenario, guys. Let's go with another quick tutorial here. So queen had played on f4. What might be that kind of forcing move that you could play here, my friends? Give it some time. Think about your possibilities here and see if you can find the brilliant, brilliant rook to c4, which attacks the queen. The queen has to go. No, and whatever they choose to go, it's going to get worse and worse. So h6 is the only available square for them, and now you probably noticed rook to h4 attacking the queen, which can't really move anywhere and will be captured. Whatever they play, you're going to take your material, and this is it. You're winning. No chance for them to surviving this. Okay, let's play a couple of more scenarios here, guys, until you just get the hang of it. Now, looks like quite challenging here. The knight is attacking the queen. The knight is attacking on f5, all at the same time. What do we do? Can we create a bigger threat? So before the panic mode sets in, which I hope he won't, can you perhaps generate a bigger threat here? I know the queen is under attack. Of course, you should be moving the queen now. But can you make a bigger threat than just panicking and playing super passively? Yes, of course you can. Just look at this move. Look at this beautiful queen to b6. What does it do? Well, aims at f2 and attacks the knight at the same time. So now even if they take your bishop, you can still perform the check with the queen. Okay, so even if they take your bishop, you could still play the queen to f2. And that's just a brilliant attacking, very powerful move from black here. Checking the king, They have to move. You're going to take again with tempo. You're going to grab more pieces. Disaster for your opponent. That's how you win. Okay, another idea here. What would we play with black in this position? Rook played to just simply defending the pawn. Okay, just try to adding. Probably they want to push the pawn down the board. Probably they want to play in this fashion. Hey, this is the scenario. How can you create a very nice, powerful move, threatening move that can't be denied? And look at this gorgeous, because they played the mistake, by the way, Rook B1, it's not a great move. You punish them straight away. Knight to C3. What does that mean? You attack the queen and you attack the rook. They can't take your knight, or if they do, the rook will capture the white rook straight away. Very nice. So they take, and now you're going to take the rook. You already got extra stuff here, and you are winning medium long term, provided you're not blundering more than your opponent, guys. So let's have a look maybe at another scenario here. What do we do in this position? Now, notice how the knight very nicely looks at G7 here. Perhaps, guys, you can find, you can pause the video. Perhaps you can find some ways to be threatening G7. And also the queen is aligned very strangely on this light square diagonal. Perhaps you can go with queen to G4. What does that mean? You're threatening a checkmate. No if, no but. This is a checkmate right there. And even if they take measures to prevent against the checkmate, oh boy, now you can play a check regardless, and the queen again very unfortunately positioned on the light square diagonal. And now you go with an h6, devastating move. The king is moving, but hey guys, queen is completely gone here. Okay, so I mean, you're just gonna take the queen. You are winning here. All right. Yeah, of course, they're going to take you back. But hey, you got a beautiful bishop. And actually, if they were to capture, I guess you could just push the pawn. You're going to make it a mess of the pawn structure here. You're going to have a discovered check disaster for your opponent. Shall we go with one more exercise, perhaps, guys, here? All right, let's have a look here. What can we possibly play here? Queen head move over to F2. We do have a battery, right? We do have a battery here. What are we supposed to be playing? Pause the video, guys, and try to figure out what you need to do here. This is really, really, really gorgeous. Let's see, what do we play here, guys? And we got the queen to G4. What does that mean? Let's just play queen to G4. That does two things at the same time. You're attacking the rook, and you're also threatening to take the rook on H3, because the pawn on G2 is actually pinned. Very important. This guy is attacked, and also you threatened to take. Both rooks are being forked right now. The threat is huge, and I'm afraid there is no good move for your opponent. Look at this one. And you already took a rook here. You've already taken it, and game over. Maybe the last one, my chess friends here. Maybe the last chess exercise that we're playing together. Let's have a look here. What can we create as a threat? Very interesting this knight, and very interesting the queen. I think I have to do something in relation with queen attacking, maybe some knight increasing the attacking. Let me see if that's the idea. Yes, it is. What does that do? Again, queen attacks h7, knight attacks h7. They have to react to this particular move. But something very bad's going to happen for your opponent after they try to, well, again, even if they play g6, they had the devastating knight f6 checking and taking the queen. But they tried to reply in this fashion. And now you're just going to take this guy with tempo checking. They took, but hey, you're winning. Up in material, up a piece here. You attacking already, and they are done. They should be resigning, frankly. So, guys, that was the forcing move threats. We're going to be moving with the next two videos about checks and captures on the same idea. I hope it's useful, guys. Subscribe to this channel. Follow me on my live streams, and gonna do more chess good stuff together. Thanks for watching.